to the East Coast Reflector Open Mic Night number 14. We're here Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern for an hour. And thank you for joining us. I'm one of your two net control operators tonight, Josh, KE7WIL, and I'll be taking the first half hour. Then Craig, K4MMX, will take the reins at the bottom of the hour. In the control room tonight on Zoom, we have our host Jason, K4KU, and our logger Mark, KE2EDS, and thank you both very much for doing this for us tonight. If you would like to follow along with us on the logs or view some net-related statistics, please visit bit.ly/ECR logs and click Open Mic Night. That's bit.ly/ECR logs and click Open Mic Night. We also allow check-ins via text by sending your call sign only to 716-317-9050. That's 716-317-9050. Save the text line in your phone. We're going to start off tonight by asking for mobile check-ins, and then we'll ask for general check-ins immediately after that. The question of the night is, have you ever successfully built your own antenna? I'll give you my answer later, and it's probably not what you think, but let's go ahead and take those mobile check-ins now, and please give me your call sign twice and slowly. One more call for mobile check-ins. Call sign twice and slowly, please. Okay, hearing no mobile check-ins tonight, I'll take general check-ins now. Please give me your call sign twice and slowly. K8BWK. K8BWK. KL5VI, Kilo Lima 5 Victor India. WB2JPQ, WB2JPQ. N5 RTC, November 5 Romeo Tango Charlie. Kilo Echo 8 Victor Lima Charlie. X-ray 7 Charlie Oscar Mike Kilo X-ray 7 Charlie Oscar Mike jump. Okay, sounds like we have a little pause there, so I'll jump in. Let me acknowledge first from the text line, I've got KE2FZA, that's John out of New York. KQ8U, also by text line, that's Bob out of Michigan. And in the order that we received them, I got K8BWK Ben out of Oregon, KL5VI David out of Alaska, WB2JPQ Dick out of New York, N5 RTC Terry out of Texas, KE8VLC Oliver out of Michigan, and KX7COM Justin out of Oregon. Let's go ahead and get started then. All right, the question again, as a refresher here, we're going to go to John, KE2FZA first. John, have you ever successfully built your own antenna? Over to you.
Hi, good evening, KE2FCA. No, I haven't purchased one yet. I just have a couple of handhelds. So the quick answer to that is no, I have not. But I plan on doing a end-fed dipole, I believe it was, that we had talked about on the Elmer show last week. So that's what I'm planning on doing when I get my first HF rig. This is KE2FCA, back to net control.
All right, very good. Thanks for checking in with us tonight. We got you down for a no and 73 to you. Up next is KQ8U. That's going to be Bob out of Michigan. Good evening, Bob. How about you? Have you successfully built your own antenna?
Good evening, Josh and the rest of the crew. Yes, I've done a couple NFEDs when I was at Mars on field days and stuff. Have a good night. KQ8U, back to that.
All right, thanks, Ben. Thanks, Bob. We've got you down for yes. 73 to you. Have a great night. KADWK Ben out of Ohio. It is. I said Oregon earlier. That's Ohio. Good evening. How about you? Have you ever successfully built your own antenna?
Good evening, Josh. Well, you're close. It's Oregon, Ohio, so you weren't wrong. Yes, I did, or have, a couple dipoles when I first got my license. Everyone have a good evening, and thanks for letting me jump in here. K8BWK.
All right, David. I'm sorry. All right, Ben. Thanks for checking in tonight, and got you for Oregon, Ohio. No confusion there whatsoever. And we got you down for yes. Have a good one. We'll see you next time. KL5VI David out of Alaska. Thank you for typing Alaska in the log for me tonight, so I don't say AK is Arkansas. David, good evening. Have you ever successfully built your own antenna?
I have. I built a few, and actually that's good timing for that question. I made another J-pole last night, getting ready to put it up right now. Just a 440 J-pole, but
Yeah.
I built a few, and I enjoy building antennas, just whether they work or not. Just something I like to do. So, back to you, Josh, and I appreciate you. KL5VI.
Well, likewise, David, I appreciate you being here tonight, and we've got you for a yes as well. A lot of yeses early in the race. Up next is Dick out of New York, WB2JPQ. Good evening again. And how about you? I think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask, have you ever successfully built your own antenna? Over to you.
Well, good evening, Josh. Yes, I've built many antennas in my life. Many. Thanks for doing the net. Thanks for stepping in here and supporting our newest net, the open mic. I just want to remind everybody, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock in our Zoom room is our town hall meeting. So come join us at 8 o'clock in our Zoom room. That, of course, is East Coast time. And discuss what you'd like to see on the repeater, or whatever's on your mind. This town hall format we had last month was our kickoff, and it was a great success, so we're looking forward to tomorrow night as well. So come join us. Let's be a part of the system. Let your voices be heard, and make you feel a little bit more like a part of the East Coast Reflector. Everyone's welcome. Thank you, sir. Thank you again. This is WB2JPQ.
All right, Dick, thank you. And yes, the thing about the town hall meeting is it's on Zoom. You don't even have to wear any shoes. So come on out to that. It's going to be at 8 o'clock. All right, thanks for that, Dick. Over to Terry, N5RTC, and this is KE7WIL. We better identified that this is the East Coast Reflector, and it's the open mic night. Let's go on over to Terry and see about, have you ever successfully built your own antenna? Over to you.
Good evening, Josh. You're doing a great job, man. Keep it up. I have built hundreds of antennas in my dreams. So my answer, truthfully, would have to be no. N5 RTC, back to net control.
Oh, your answer tripped up Mark on the log, but he caught it. He is very astute, and thank you, Mark, again for logging tonight. All right, sir, we've got you down for a definitely not, and I will reveal at the end of my shift whether or not I have been successfully able to build my own antenna. Ooh, the suspense, it's a cliffhanger. Let's go on next to a newbie. Oliver, welcome to the first time to the East Coast Reflector, and we thank you for being here. KE8VLC out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. How about you? Have you ever successfully built your own antenna?
This is KE8VLC. I actually just learned about the East Coast, Florida, the East Coast Reflector just today, so it's kind of a cool little thing that I can connect to from Grand Rapids. I actually have not built my own antenna. I've been kind of getting into it a little bit more lately, and I've got a 10-meter radio that I've been using a mag mount for, but I haven't had any contact since February. So maybe it's just a mag mount antenna, and maybe I need to start building my own antenna to maybe actually get contact. So yeah, so I never have built my own antenna before. KE8VLC, back to net control.
All right, so Oliver, what you're saying is while you're not building antennas, you're building your knowledge base to get there someday. Sounds good. Got you down for no, and welcome. Come on back anytime. And we have nets quite often. Check out the website at eastcoastreflector.com and look at the calendar. See everything that's going on. Come back. 73. All right, up next, KX7COM, Justin, out of Oregon. Justin, good evening. How about you? Have you successfully built your own antenna?
KX7COM. Not, just sticking a piece of coax in and getting a couple spaces. I just recently, and unfortunately my father-in-law passed away, and I inherited quite a bit of higher-end ham gear, and I have a KPA 500, and I kind of my friend told me about how to build a antenna out of coax for it, and I got kind of nervous with it, so I went out and just got an infed for it because I didn't want to screw up the amplifier pretty much. But I'm just getting it all set up here, and so put me down for a no, I believe, and thank you, and KX7, COM.
Exactly 13 after the hour, we have a straight tie here. We have 50% yeses and 50% no-ises on this net for building an antenna successfully. And I thank you for checking in tonight, Justin. 73 to you. We do have another check-in on the text line, K4GDS. That's Gil out of Orlando, Florida. And let me give you that number again in case you'd like to avoid the coming up pile-up. Text your call sign and get on the log at 716-317-9050. That's 716-317-9050. Let's go ahead and take Gil there since he's already waiting. Gil, have you ever successfully built your own antenna? K4GDS from KE7WIL. Okay, nothing heard from Gil, so we'll move on. And I'm actually going to take some check-ins right here, but I do see that Chris KQ4GLY has checked in by the text line as well, out of Florida there. So good evening. Please stand by, and anyone else who wants to check in now, give me your call sign twice and slowly, please.
Kilo, Quebec 4, Romeo, Whiskey, November. Kevin, Huntsville, Alabama. This is Kilo, Quebec 4, Romeo, Whiskey, November.
Kilo 4 Golf. W2 RBC, W2 RBC.
Kilo Bravo 9, Foxtrot Sierra Echo. Kilo Bravo 9, Foxtrot Sierra Echo. K4KU, Kilo 4, Kilo Uniform.
YAE, Kilo Quebec 4, Yankee Alpha Echo.
Folks, that was way too orderly for Wednesday night. Thank you very much for that. I've got Gil check back in, K4GDS. Again, I already mentioned KQ4GLY Chris out of Florida on the text line. KR4EMY Anthony is on the text line out of Kentucky. Got you in the log. KQ4RWN Kevin out of Alabama. KB9FSE, I believe that's Avi out of Illinois. W2RBC Randy out of New York. K4KU Jason out of Georgia. KQ4YAE Timothy out of Alabama, and N7WZI Allen out of Texas. And they're still pouring in over the text line, but we'll stop right there for now. Go back to Gil. Welcome back, Gil. All right, how about you? Have you ever successfully built your own antenna?
Yes, I have. I've built a couple of end-fed half waves for 10, 17, and 20 meters. K4 GDS back to net.
All right, Gil, glad you made it back in, and we got you for a solid yes, 73. Thanks for being here. Chris, KQ4GLY in Parrish, Florida. Good evening. How about you? Have you successfully built your own antenna?
Good evening, Net Control and everyone on the net. To date, I have not built my own antenna. Back to you, KQ4GLY.
All right, we've got you for a no on the antenna building. Thank you, and 73. Now, you may not have built an antenna, but have you checked out the weekly Youth Net? Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Connect and support our ham youngsters by checking in and saying hello. That's Friday at 8 p.m. right here on the East Coast Reflector. You can view logs, by the way, for each and every net by going to bit.ly/ECR logs. That's bit.ly/ECR logs. All right, back to our log here, KR4EMY. That's Anthony, who is also new tonight. Welcome, Anthony. And you use the text line. You are savvy. Kentucky is where you're calling in from tonight. Have you ever built any antennas successfully? One more call for Anthony, KR4EMY from KE7WIL. All right, we'll leave him blank and go down to KQ4RWN. That's Kevin out of Huntsville, Alabama. Good evening. How about you, Kevin? Have you successfully built your own antenna before? IWN, negative. No, I have not built my own antenna yet. I liked how you threw yet at the end there. That means there's potential. All right, thanks for checking in tonight. 73 to you. How about has Anthony checked back in? I don't think so. KB9FSE, I believe it's pronounced Avi. Please correct me. Out of Grays Lake, Illinois tonight. How about you? Have you successfully built your own antenna?
Good evening, everyone. Yes, it's Avi. You actually said it perfectly. If the question is whether I designed an antenna and built it, then the answer is no. However, I did build some antennas designed by others, latest being the Performer, the portable one, the linked
antenna. Back to you, KB9 FSC.
You know, surprisingly, Avi, that was our second contender for the question for the night was, have you ever designed an antenna? But we quickly realized that would be all no's. Thanks for checking in. I got you for a yes. You built one successfully, 73 to you. All right, up next, W2 RBC. That's Randy out of New York. Good evening, Randy. How about you? Have you built an antenna successfully?
Good evening, Josh, and everyone on the open mic. Yes, I've successfully built many antennas over my business and ham careers. As VNAs have become more and more available, it's now easier to see how good the antenna design was. Welcome, Josh. We're enjoying listening to you tonight. Back to net control, 73 to all, W2, RBC.
Yeah, Randy, and thanks for your hard work for the ECR as well. Got you for a yes, 73 to you. K4, KU, Jason, out of Georgia. Looks kind of like a familiar call sign. What about you? Have you successfully built your own antenna?
Hey, good evening, Josh, and everybody on the reflector tonight. So I might get kicked off the reflector for this answer, but I'm going to say I successfully designed and built an antenna. It was a random wire, and I just stretched out the wire and cut it to the right length that I wanted, and so that was the design, and then I got to figure out what it would tune up on. So other than that, one quick reminder, everyone, we do have on the East Coast Reflector website, on the page for the Open Mic Night, a new service. It is a text reminder service that we are trying out. If you would like to get a text reminder to check into this net every week, then you can sign up for that on the Open Mic Night website. Other than that, Josh, great job. Back to you. This is K4KU.
Jason, I'm so glad you brought that up. I was listening the other night and heard that announced at least 3 times, and all times I was doing the darn dishes, so I didn't get to write it down. Thanks, I appreciate it. I'll make sure I sign up. And we got you down for a yes. Up next, KQ4YAE. We believe that is Timothy, who is new as well. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. And you're out of Harvest, Alabama tonight. Have you ever successfully built your own antenna?
Net control and everybody on the net. No, I have not. I'm rather new to this hobby. Interested to learn more about it. Great listening to you guys. Back to you, net control.
That's the beautiful thing about this hobby. There's always something new to explore, no matter how long you've been doing it. Thanks for being here again, Timothy. 73 got you down for a no tonight. And from the text line up next is N7WZI, and that's Alan out of Texas. Good evening, Alan. Have you successfully built your own antenna?
Yeah, I built 2 over the years. I built a Quaggy, which could transmit a 5-watt signal about 200 miles. And then when I was still in CB, I built a dipole for my 11-meter band, and it tuned real good.
Got you down for a solid yes as well. All right, Alan. 73, and you have a great night. Thanks for checking in tonight. Let me just give you this one final reminder from me tonight that the ECR Town meeting and Youth Net is Friday night. I'm sorry, I have that completely messed up. ECR Town meeting, there we go. That's going to be coming up tomorrow night, I believe that is, at 8 p.m. There we go. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern on Zoom. You join easily by going to bit.ly/ECR Daily. That'll get you right into the Zoom room. bit.ly/ECR Daily. 8 p.m. tomorrow, and Youth Net is Friday night at 8 p.m. So make sure you come on and join for those. And let's go ahead and get some more check-ins while we're at it. And again, that text line is 716-317-9050. I'll take your check-ins now. If you'll give me your call sign twice and slowly. This is KE7WIL.
kilowatt whiskey, Quebec.
Oh, VE3BZ. VE3BZ.
Hold it there just for a moment, if you would, please. I got VE3BZ, and that was Kevin. And I believe we also, let's see, we already had Alan. We got a different Alan out of New York, N2ZVN. And I believe we just got 2 letters from a station. We just got a little bit of your suffix. So that first person who tried to check in there, if you can please give that call sign again twice and slowly.
Alpha Bravo 4, November Tango. Alpha Bravo 4, November Tango, Brad in Bay City, Florida.
Okay, I think we figured it out here. It was, the person we added was K4KWQ, and that's Tim out of Michigan. So welcome, Tim, and I've got Alpha Bravo 4, it was NT, Brad, Dade City, Florida, got you in there as well. We'll continue to take some more check-ins as we round out this first half hour. Call sign twice and slowly, please.
Tango Victor, name is Mel. Kilo 3, Kilo Echo Zulu, VK3 Kilo Echo Zulu.
All right, we'll go ahead and stop right there, and let me tell you who we added. I heard a Tango Victor station. I'll come back to you, and I've got VK3KEZ. That's Brian out of Australia. Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight as well. The Tango Victor station. I want to remind all stations that are going to check in, if you would please just key that mic down for. Give it a good 2.5 count, and then give your call sign, please, because there are a lot of hamsters that need to get running here. So the Tango Victor call sign only, please come back again with just the call sign.
VK3 TV, Victor Kilo 3.
I'm very glad we asked again, and it looks like we added Ian, also out of Australia. Welcome. All right, I've got about a minute left, so let me go ahead and talk to Alan on the text line, N2ZVN out of New York. So Alan, how about you? Have you successfully built your own antenna?
Oh, good evening, Josh. All on the net tonight. Yeah, I built quite a few over the years. First one was a fan dipole. It was my first HF antenna, and that was like 30 years ago. And since then, got one up in my attic in my garage I use for weak signal VHF, UHF beam, and so unless it has to go on a vehicle or be something critical, I try to build them. And 2ZVN, back to net.
All right, Alan, thanks for being here tonight. We've got you for a yes as well, and the award for being the second Alan in a row on this net, too. 73, all right, we'll hold off the rest of the check-ins. Let me go ahead and give my answer. Yes, I have built an antenna, only one successfully, the other one unsuccessfully, but if I didn't try to use that thing for packet until I killed the radio. We're going to go ahead and toss it over now for the second half to Craig, K4MMX and I'm saying 73. This is Josh, KE7 WIL.
Correction for VK3 Tango Victor, not Tango Bravo.
Which is area code 716-317-9050. And we will put you on the list. So tonight's question is, have you ever successfully built your own antenna? I guess I'll give my answer first. Many times, some not so successful. Started off with random wire lengths for shortwave listening, some vertical dipoles, and an V, and a few other ones for a band I don't want to mention. So, looking at our list here, next up is Kevin, VE3BZ from Victoria Harbour, Canada. Hey, good evening, Craig, and everyone on the net. Kevin here, VE3BZ, and yes, I have. All for HF. First antenna I built was a fan dipole for 4 different bands, and it worked. And the rest, many half-wave center-fed dipoles I've built over the years, including one for 160 meters with like 240 feet of wire or something like that. Anyhow, thanks for being there. Back to you, VE3BZ. Kevin, next up on the list we have Tim, K4KWQ out of Jackson, I believe that would be Missouri.
Okay, good evening everybody. It's Tim, K4KWQ in Jackson, Michigan. Nice to see everybody online here, also over on Zoom. And yes, I have many antennas. We're working on one right now as we speak. But great net. Back over to you, Net Control from K4KWQ.
Tim, for checking in and your answer. Next up we have Brad from, that would be AB4NT from Dade City, Florida.
Good evening, Craig, and everyone on the net. This is Brad, AB4NT in Dade City, Florida. No, I have not built my own antenna. It's not saying I'm not going to do it. It just seems like I never have the time to do anything like that right now. There's a few antennas I would like to build, but I just haven't got to it yet. So, everybody have a great evening, and thanks for doing the net, Craig, and back to next. This is Brad, AB4NT.
Thank you, Brad, for checking in, but it's not just me. Josh was before me, and he did a great job. Moving on down the list, we have Mal. I think that's the correct pronunciation. VK3TV from Australia.
Yes, it's Mel. You got that right, and I have built various antennas over the years, starting back in the old CB days, winding helicals for mobile use, and progressing right through to most of the antennas that I've used, except for the later years, have been all homemade and all worked. Well, most do. Some with a bit of tweaking. So that's it. Back to the group.
Next up on the list, we have Brian, VK3KEZ, also from Australia. Cronulla, I believe, is the city.
is Cornella. Yes, I've built quite a few antennas in the early days. When I first got my license, I built a G5 RV. That shows you how long ago it was. And 2 metre beam. And lately I've built a flower pot to listen to the local weather balloons. VK3KZ by.
Brian, yeah, I set up a G5 RV once that I bought from Hamfest, and one of the best antennas I ever had. That brings back the memories. Next, last on my little list here is Mark, KE2EDS from Elma, New York. Mark, have you ever successfully built your own antenna?
Well, Craig, I just want to mention, too, you're doing a great job, as well as Josh, in the first half. Yes, very simple ones, dipoles. I made a couple dipoles many years ago. I did recently, last week, as a matter of fact, help take apart a buddy hex, which was a very interesting setup. The antenna worked well, and I helped take it down. Have a great day. Good luck with the next KE2EDS.
Mark, for checking in with us. This is K4MMX for the East Coast Reflectors Open Mic Night. I'd like to let everybody know that you can check in via text message. Just text your call sign and only your call sign to 716-317-9050. And a couple of quick announcements. Tomorrow we have our town hall meeting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time in Zoom. You can easily join the Zoom meeting by going to bit.ly/ECR Daily. That's at 8 p.m. tomorrow, which would be Thursday. Also on Friday, we have our Youth Net. That's at 8 p.m. Come and join and give some support to our younger hams. I just want to mention to everybody, if you want to follow along on the logs and or subscribe to our text-based reminder service, you can go to eastcoastreflector.com, select Nets, and under Nets, find Open Mic Night, and all the stuff will be right there. So, we're going to resume taking check-ins again. Please give your call sign twice and slowly.
November 2, Zach Victor Golf. November 2, Zach Victor Golf.
This is Kilo 6 Lima November India, K6LNI.
I think I got doubled. N0MSS, November 0, Mike Sierra, Sierra.
Let's hold it up there for a moment. I just want to clarify one of the check-ins to make sure we got the call sign log correctly. Is there a K6LNI station? Not sure if the last letter of your call was an I or an R.
Yes, sir, you had it right the first time. Kilo 6 Lima November India, Landflop, Haywood, California.
Thanks, we'll come back to you in a moment.
KQ4, ZGF, Kilo Quebec 4, Zulu Golf Foxtrot.
Why? Bill, welcome to the East Coast Reflector. If your call sign Actually, your email is registered to your call sign at QRZ. We will be sending you a welcome letter. So, Phil, have you ever successfully built your own antenna? R4, why are you still in there? Perhaps you can recheck later. Moving on, we have Jim, N2ZVG from Dansville, New York.
N2ZVG, building my own antennas. Lots of 300 ohm twin lead J-pole inside PVC tubes, and also built a 5-element quad for 2 meters. And the J-poles were for 2 meters.
Thank you, Jim. Yeah, that just reminds me, one of the antennas I built, never mentioned earlier, is a J-pole. Made it out of copper pipe and had a friend solder it all up. Worked out excellent. Moving down the list, we have K6LNI. That's Lance from Hayward, California.
Yeah, I built the dual band copper J-pole back in the 90s when I first became a ham. And Elmer took me in and challenged me to build it, and so I did. Built it out of all copper. I think it stood up probably 25, 30 feet. And I wasn't able to show it to him because he had unfortunately passed away. But he'd give me his tool to measure that out, and I can't remember the name of the tool, or some kind of gadget to measure the measurements for the signals. So yeah, I found a lot of success with that one, and always used it with my Yaesu FT50. Thanks for that. Back to you, K6LNI.
Sorry about your Elmer's passing. We're going to jump over to the next call sign temporarily because I noticed we have a mobile check-in. That would be, I believe, Brian from Roxhold, Kentucky, KQ4ZGF.
Good evening, Craig. Thanks for doing the net. Yeah, good being there, Craig. I have built a inset halfway, top down inset halfway for 40 meters. That was my first attempt at soldering too. So yeah, yes, answer your question. Thanks for doing the net. 73 KQ4 ZGF. Back next door.
Thank you, Brian. Jumping back up where we left off, we have Ross, N0MSS from Wapton. You'll have to correct my pronunciation on that, from North Dakota.
Yes, good evening. You did pretty good on that. Just a little smoother, and that was pretty good. Wapaton. They say it kind of fast sometimes. Well, going back to my novice days, my first antenna was a 10-meter dipole, so I could get on the 10-meter band. And since then, I've built numerous monoband dipoles, as well as an 80-meter off-center fed dipole. I didn't build the ballon for it. I bought a 4-to-1 ballon off probably on eBay or someplace. But anyway, that was a fun project. And since then, I built a 49-to-1 ballon, and recently a 9-to-1 ballon, but I haven't strung the half waves on them or the wire yet, so I'm hoping to do that this summer, test them out. I've heard a couple other people say about the copper cactus, the 2-meter J-pole. built a couple of them as well. One of them fed with the SO239 soldered to one side and a wire going to the other one. And the one I currently have now, I used a half wavelength matching transformer, I guess you'd call that, or a 300 ohm to 75 ohm, basically a balun, using a half wavelength of coax to jumper from one side over the other. And that one performs well as well. Recently I made a 2-meter Moxon just to see what I could do and how that would work as far as getting to the local repeater, and I was surprised by the performance of that. So yeah, antennas are a lot of fun. Hope everybody else has as fun building them as I do. Back to net, M0MSS.
Thank you, Ross. That's an interesting name for the J-pole copper cactus. I'll have to remember that one. Thanks again for checking in. This is KMX for the East Coast Reflectors Open Mic Night. We're back to taking check-ins. Please give your call signs twice and slowly, or you can text your call sign and only your call sign to area code 716-317-9050.
KK7OGC, KK7OGC.
Let's hold it there for a moment. Recognizing Fred will come back to you for your answer. That's KK7OGC. I heard a mini pile up or doubling here. The only thing I was able to get out of it was a station starting with KQ4. Will that station please come back with your full call sign? KQ4, BSN, Kilo Quebec 4, Victor Sierra November. Thank you, Richard. We got that in the log. You're a bit noisy, but we'll come back to you in a moment, see if we can get to maybe a better spot, because it's kind of hard to pull you out. We are still taking check-ins. Please give your call signs twice and slowly. The question of the evening is, have you ever successfully built your own antenna?
KI4NHQ, KI4NHQ.
The last station that is trying to check in, you're about 95% noise. I believe I heard a G at the end of your call sign, but you're going to definitely need to find a different location or more power or something if you want to try checking back in, because you're pretty much totally unreadable. So let me go run with this really short list here. Let's go to the top. That's Fred, KK7OGC from Reno, I think it's pronounced, Nevada. Sorry about that, Fred.
You're doing great, Craig, and everyone else on the net. KK7OGC. My answer is no, not yet. And back to net.
Thank you, Fred. Not yet. The word yet is the key thing, which means there's hope. So thanks, Fred, and 7-3 to you. Next we have Richard, KQ4VSN from Trenton, Florida.
Good evening. I had to switch over to Echo Leap so you could hear me. Yes, I have an antenna. I made one. It's a 2 meter out of clothes hangers. What was it? Half wave, yes. That's probably why you couldn't hear me well, because I think I focused on VHF instead of UHF with that antenna. Thank you for having me, and yeah, thank you.
Richard, I was going to ask you if that was a plastic or metal coat hanger. There's a joke that comes along with that, which maybe if you're still here after the net, I'll tell you what happened with Comcast. All right, next up on the list, we have Karen, new to the East Coast Reflector, call sign KI4NHQ. Karen, if your email is listed in QRZ, we will be sending you a welcome letter. So good evening, and have you ever attempted to build your own successfully build your own antenna?
Good evening, everyone. Yes, actually, I have made several copper J-pole antennas, and I've built 2 meters and 70 centimeter antennas. I did my own soldering, and I actually was able to get a 1-to-1 SWR.
Congratulations on that, Karen, and welcome to the East Coast Reflector. We still have some more time for more check-ins. Again, you can check in via text, 716-317-9050. Just simply put your call sign and only your call sign in there. Or if you would like to check in over the radio or the reflector, please give your call sign twice and slowly. Whiskey, Juliet Golf. Whiskey 8, Whiskey, Juliet Golf.
Kilo Charlie 5, Charlie Zulu X-ray, KC5CZX.
Kilo Juliet 5, Charlie Tango Charlie. Kilo Juliet 5, Charlie Tango Charlie.
Okay.
Let's go to the top of the list here. We have William, also new to our reflector. Whiskey 8, Whiskey Juliet Golf from Ottawa Lake, Michigan. William, you'll be getting a welcome letter if your email is listed on QRZ. I also wanted to let you know you quick keyed a little bit. Luckily, you gave it your call sign a second time because first time around didn't get the Whiskey 8 part. Everybody, when you go to key up here, push the mic, wait a couple seconds, and then speak. Otherwise, it sometimes truncates the beginning of your call. So, William, have you ever successfully built your own antenna? W8WJG, go by Phil. I have actually done a quarter wave ground plane for 2 meters, and it worked out pretty well. Sorry about earlier, I'm testing out a new mobile here, and apparently I had the TX power on low, so that definitely is why you couldn't hear me, but I have done a couple, and it's a lot easier than I ever thought it would be, so it's quite fun.
Well, good evening to everyone on the net. KC5CZX, Daryl here in Lubbock, Texas. And yes, I have built my own 2 meter and 70 centimeter beam. I've made a 3 element, a 4 element, a 5 element, and a 7 element of each one, and used a gamma match to make it work. You'd be surprised at a little 75
old piece of hardline coax works great for a gamma match. Back to net, KC5CZX.
Earl, sounds like a good project. Glad it worked out for you. Next we have Kevin from Belton, Texas, KJ5CTC.
Yeah, this is Kevin, KJ5CTC. I haven't built one in a long time. I helped a buddy of mine build a couple Yagis long before I ever got a license.
Low voltage.
Time to take a few more check-ins for the end of the hour. I'd like to remind everybody real quick that tomorrow night at 8 p.m. we have our monthly town hall meeting where any person that would like to join us in Zoom can log in, and basically it's where the East Coast Reflector takes everybody's feedback and general conversation. It's kind of a relaxed atmosphere. And Friday night at 8 p.m. we have our Youth Net, so please check in to support our younger hams. This is K4MMX for the East Coast Reflectors Open Mic Night. We're still taking some check-ins. Give your call sign twice and slowly. Also, our text line is 716-317-9050.
Voltage.
Anybody else that would like to check in before we close the net? We got a few minutes left. Please give your call sign twice and slowly.
This is 1KI4SWX. Kilo India 4 Sierra Whiskey X-Ray. Jacob, Boynton Beach, Florida. No traffic.
M6QDY, M6QDY.
N1 NEW.
Whiskey 6 India Delta Kilo. This is Whiskey 6 India Delta Kilo. No traffic.
Low voltage.
Kilo
The
Juliet
first
5.
call I have on my list is probably somebody that just tried checking in again. I want to recognize the following stations that I did get. First, we have, at the bottom of the list, we have Jason, W6IDK. We also had Mike, N1NEW, David, N6QDY, and I'm not sure if this is a duplicate or not, but another N1EW question mark station. If you didn't hear your call just now, please give it again.
This is KI4SWX. Kilo Uniform X-Ray. Kilo India 4 Sierra 5 Kilo Uniform X-Ray. Jacob, Boynton Beach, Florida. No traffic.
Just added to the list was 4132. KI4SWX from, I believe you said Boynton Beach. Let me jot that down. And we're going to start at the top of our list here. We N6QDY, David from Sacramento, California. Have you ever successfully built your antenna?
Hello, Craig in the net, and everybody in the Zoom room, and everybody on the net. N6QDY,
far away from Sacramento. I'm actually in Juneau, Alaska, checking in right now. And yes, to answer your question, yes, I have several times. Back to net. Have a great evening, everybody. N6QDY.
David, for checking in with us. Next up, we have Mike, N1NEW from Pembroke Pines, Florida.
Okay, I have not, as of yet, built or even attempted to build my own antenna. However, that appears to be may become a necessity here in the near future.
Thank you, Mike, for checking in with us. Next up, we have Jason from Granite Bay, California, W6IDK. Jason, have you ever successfully built your own antenna?
Not yet. I'm in the progress of building my first antenna. I just got licensed about 8 months ago, so it's all new to me. I'm working on building a Yagi antenna, directional antenna, just to start with, but I'm working on it. Back to the net.
Thank you, Jason, for checking in with us. And last on the list was KI4SWX, which was an in and out from Boynton Beach, Florida. Well, we're ran about a minute over, so at this time we need to close the net out. I'd like to thank my other cohort there, Josh. That would be KE7WIL. All the members behind the scenes at the ECR, Mark and Jason, as well as our godfather, WB2JPQ. Thanks everybody for checking in, and don't forget you can sign up to become a net control station as well. All you got to do is go to eastcoastreflector.com, and on there select nets, go down the list, and you will see Open Mic Night. Click that, and it will bring you to a page where there will be several links. One is to sign up. The bottom one is a new thing we're trying out, which will let you get reminded of the upcoming net about a half an hour before it starts. So everybody have a great evening. This is K4MMX. My name is Craig. The East Coast Reflector is now back to normal amateur radio use.
The system you're listening to is connected to the East Coast Reflector. Did you know the East Coast Reflector has a monthly magazine? Please visit eastcoastreflector.com/newsletter to view the current and archived magazines.
We love it.
L1E in Grand Rapids. And can you hear me? How are you doing tonight?
flight did I get?